India's data localization bill has become a nightmare for several US tech giants. The draft law recommends restrictions on data flow and proposes that all critical personal data should be processed only within the country. Stricter localization norms would help India get easier access to data when conducting investigations, but critics say it would lead to increased government demands for data access. Technology firms worry the mandate would hurt their planned investments by raising costs related to setting up new local data centers. U.S. trade groups representing companies like Amazon, American Express and Microsoft have opposed the bill. They claim that such a move could hamper planned investments in the Indian markets. And the big concern for the U.S. tech firms is that the proposed law would force them to set up a local data center, which in return would raise their operational cost. U.S. technology giants are considering pitching this issue as a trade concern in the upcoming U.S.-India talks that is scheduled for September. This is also being seen as a factor that can undermine the already strained Indo-U.S. economic relations. Now, a lobby group which is a part of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has brought in the U.S.-based law firm Covington and Burling to suggest that the submission to the draft bill, the firm's 43-page recommendation listed data localization requirement as a top priority. India has recently witnessed a rise in the number of online shoppers and social media users, but the number of data breaches have pushed the country to chalk out a strong data law. And new restrictive data localization laws have forced businesses to make decisions about data storage, with China a global leader in the realm. China requires that important data concerning Chinese citizens be stored and processed locally. In fact, Google is now planning to launch a censored version of its search engine in China that will blacklist the websites and search terms about human rights, democracy, religion and peaceful protest. The project, codenamed Dragonfly, has been underway since spring of last year and accelerated following a December 2017 meeting between Google's CEO Sundar Pichai and a top Chinese government official. Data localization policies vary around the world. In 2012, Australia enacted the Personally Controlled Electronic Health Records Act, which requires that personal health records be stored only in Australia. In 2012, Bulgaria enacted a new law, the Gambling Act, that required applicants for a gaming license to store all data related to operations in Bulgaria only. In 2010, Malaysia enacted the Personal Data Protection Act. Personal data cannot be transferred outside Malaysia unless the action has been approved by the Malaysian government. Vietnam has extensive data localization policies in place as part of efforts to control internet-based activities for both the political and commercial purposes.